What up, sexies? Okay, so we're back for some more Datamines, and this time we have the big one. So Choose Your Legends 5 Datamines. We have the stats for all the new units, and I guess we kind of had the stats already from the trailer and the Faye channel, but we have info on Pelleas, who's going to be our Grand Hero Battle unit, and we also have info on the SP costs and also the inheritance restrictions on the brand new passive skills. So we're definitely going to want to take a look at that. And of course we have Boons and Banes for the units, which we didn't know that before. So let's just go ahead and get started here. The banner is going to be dropping in just about 2 hours, and I will be summoning, of course, like I'm sure many people will. So look forward to some summons later on tonight. But without further ado, let's start things off with the man of the hour himself. So we have Gatekeeper over here. 41 HP, 37 attack, 17 speed, 40 defense, and 36 res. And Gatekeeper, according to Banpei-kun, has got a 171 BST with Super Boons in defense and Super Banes in HP and speed. So I believe 171 is actually the highest BST for infantry tomes right now. I think before this it was it Ewan, I think, who had 168, or maybe he had 169, I don't remember. But obviously Ewan doesn't have a perf weapon, and Gatekeeper actually does. And with the Super Boon, he's going to jump into the 175 scoring bin. So that's acceptable, I guess, for an infantry tome unit in arena mode. Although you could score a little higher if you gave him a dual 4. I wouldn't really recommend it. I'm such a dual 4 hater that I would never summon for those skills, but if you want to go for it, then I guess be my guest. Either way, he's got 40 defense and 36 res, so very tanky unit. His speed is a dump stat, which is not a big deal. Just based on the way his kit works, he should be fine. And his attack at 37 is pretty solid. So I think Gatekeeper is possibly the most meta-relevant unit on the banner, because his B skill is like one of the ultimate utility skills to have for Aether Raid's defense teams. He's going to inflict an obstruct effect on ranged units and melee type units, except the ranged units get hit harder by having a 2-range obstruct on them. So if your enemies are trying to attack your other units, they're not really going to be able to unless they go through Gatekeeper first. So homie is legit like Gandalf over here with the you shall not pass mentality. I like it. And he also blocks Wings of Mercy as well, which is the most relevant thing on the whole banner, I would say. So I definitely think Gatekeeper is worth going for with the free pull out of all the units. Erica is also a pretty solid choice as well, but Gatekeeper seems to have the most utilities, so I would back him. Also, his weapon with the attack and speed up 5 support is crazy, and it does stack if you have more copies of Gatekeeper on the team. The thing that doesn't stack is the attack and res -6 that he inflicts, as well as the impact effect. The only one that's going to get that is Gatekeeper himself. So, my bad for yesterday's trailer, guys. I kind of got that wrong. But either way, he's an awesome unit. Okay, next up we have Marianne, who is the winner for the women's division. And she's got 38 HP, 40 attack, 41 speed, 17 defense, and 35 res. And Marianne has also got a 171 BST. And she's got Super Boons in attack and speed, with Super Banes in HP and defense. Okay, so Marianne, to say the least, is a very controversial unit on this banner. I think a lot of people are actually unhappy with the way she was handled, and some people are even unhappy with her artwork as well, but I wouldn't go that far. I actually do like her artwork, and you guys already know I like them thick, and they drew a very thick mama for Marianne's artwork here, so I'm okay with it, but I do get why some people are mad about it. Now, the real thing about Marianne that people are upset with is her special. So it's a 3-hit cooldown. She does not have -1 special trigger on her weapon. So you're going to have to activate that by either using Infantry Pulse or getting a bunch of ramp effects somehow or another. And she has Times Pulse, which can bring it down to 2 hits, but For her to activate her special, it's going to be a little bit tricky. If the enemy has guard, then she's completely out of luck, because I don't think she's going to be able to use it. And I'm not sure if she can use it through Pulse Smoke either. Like, let's say she attacks an enemy that has Pulse Smoke, and then after combat, they're going to inflict -1 special trigger on her. Is she still going to be able to use the dance effect on allies in 2 spaces? I'm not too sure about that. So, it seems like Marianne got shafted a little bit. Also, her dance effect inflicts gravity on the target ally, which I don't really think that was necessary, but I mean, what do I know? I'm just some big dummy. So maybe Insys knows something I don't, but I don't know. I don't think she needed to have the gravity effect on her dance effect. Seems a little over the top. And the way that I was planning to run Marianne was as a Wings of Mercy dancer, because she can just jump in and attack a foe, build up to her special, and then get the dance off on whoever she jumped to with Wings of Mercy. But lo and behold, on the exact same banner, they dropped the guy that stops Wings of Mercy. So, I don't know, like, a lot of the utility I was thinking of for Marianne just seems not like it's going to be as useful as previously thought. But I do think she still needs to be seen in action first, so definitely don't sleep on her. Her offenses are still pretty solid. Okay, next up we have Brave Erica, who I would say is probably the second best unit on the banner. We've already seen with Summer Kata how devastating, effective against armor cavalry types can be, especially when they have built-in Kanto, and that is exactly what this Erica is doing. So she's got 39 HP, 40 attack, 42 speed, 28 defense, and 24 res. And Erica has got a 173 BST, which is the new cap for cavalry types. She has Super Boons in attack, speed, and res, and then Super Banes in HP and defense. Okay, so, like, statistically, you can't really ask for more. Tons of attack and speed. Her weapon gives her double type effectiveness and all stats up 5. She gets damage reduction, she gets half of null follow-up, she gets Kanto. She gets this crazy effect on her on her B skill where she can reduce the foe's defense by whatever her special cost is. So, like, the amount of things this Erica does is outrageous, and it's very easy to see how she's going to be useful in this new hit-and-run meta that we've come into with the safety fence. So, definitely a good unit to go for with the free pull. And last but not least, we have Marth. So, Marth has got 41 HP, 41 attack, 43 speed, 32 defense, and 25 res. And Marth has got a 182 BST, which I don't think that's the highest, actually, for infantry. I think Legendary Corrin might have 1 point or 2 points more. I'd have to double check, but I think Legendary Corrin had 183. So, unfortunate that Marth didn't get some crazy treatment and get to, like, 185 or something nuts. But regardless, he's got Super Boons in attack and speed, and then Super Banes in HP and res. So, lots and lots of attack and speed, exactly what he wants. This guy is like the fallen Edelgard of infantry types, I would say. He has almost as many effects as she does, and then on top of that, he's got this crazy special that can grant all stats up 6 to everybody. So it's pretty easy to see how this guy is going to be good. But for me personally, I'm a little bit bored by what he does. I feel like the other units were more interesting in design, whereas they seem to play it a little bit safe with Marth and just gave him a bunch of things that you would expect from an infantry sword type. Like, he's got damage reduction, he's got a 2-hit special, he has disencounter, he's got all stats up 5, null follow-up, and he's got recovery and all sorts of stuff. So he's very orthodox as a unit, but that doesn't mean anything is going to take away from how good he is. So definitely watch out. He's going to be a good unit. And last but not least, we have Pelleas, who is going to be our Grand Hero Battle prize. And honestly, I'm kind of iffy on his artwork. I feel like they could have did a little bit better here. He looks a little too happy and chipper. Like, the Pelleas that I remember from Radiant Dawn was a little bit more dark. Like, his art style especially looked a little bit darker in tone, and of course that made sense because he was a dark tome unit. But once again, they decided to give us a red tome unit for a Grand Hero battle. Like, come on, man. Insys, really? You gotta make every tome unit be red from Grand Hero battles? Like, dude, what's going on? Give us a different color. Like, make him green or make him blue or something, but I don't know. They just feel the need to give every tome unit the red treatment. Either way, he's got 43 HP, 40 attack, 36 speed, 21 defense, and 31 res. And Pelleas has got a 171 BST, so he's actually on par with the Choose Your Legends winners, which is pretty good. He's got a super boon in attack, which is also pretty good because his base attack is insane. And then he's got super banes in res. So Pelleas, I think he's actually a pretty decent unit overall. Like 40 attack and then super boon in attack is pretty good. His speed is workable at 36. You'd be able to invest a bit in his speed if you wanted him to get the jump on certain units. And then 31 res is also pretty workable. You'd be able to give him Iceberg or Glacies, and he's going to work out just fine. So I do think he is a solid unit, but I also don't think he's a spectacular one. So maybe they could have did a little bit better. I think what he really needed was just a perf weapon, and that would have been it. But they did at least give him a brand new weapon, so let's go ahead and take a look at his kit here. So he comes with Rower Lion Plus, brand new tome, and it's got 12 might and 2 range. At the start of the turn, grants attack up 6 to adjacent allies for 1 turn. And also at the start of combat, if foe's HP is above or equal to 75%, he gains attack and res up 5 during combat. So it's an okay weapon. It's not like the craziest, but it's definitely not bad. Attack and res up 5 is going to be useful for him. And then the attack up 6 to your other allies is also very nice. So, not a shabby weapon, but again, I think it would have been a little bit more serviceable if they gave him a perf weapon instead. I feel like Choose Your Legends Grand Hero battle units are at least deserving of that much. But I don't know, man. Insist, they like to be funny guys with the Grand Hero battles, so whatever. Alright, we got Brazen Attack and Speed 3 at 4-star. We have Attack and Res 03 at 5-star. Pretty interesting. Yeah, so they haven't really been giving out too many of these Oath skills for free. So I guess it's nice to get another one, but I'm not really too sold on these Oath skills personally. But I guess it's better than nothing. At least they didn't give him freaking chill attack again, so we came out on top there. And then he also has Miracle as his special, which I guess that makes sense given how Pelleas worked in Radiant Dawn. If you guys know his story, I think Miracle definitely fits this guy. Okay, so next up we have the SP costs and the inheritance limitations for the new passives. So Surge Sparrow is a 300 SP. Thank God. I was so scared they were going to make them 450, but all of the new passives are only going to be 300 SP, which is good. So we dodged a bullet there, arena players. Okay, but regardless, Surge Sparrow is going to be restricted to only melee type units. As we can see here, range cannot get it. I'm not sure why that was necessary, but I guess it's not really a big deal. But I was planning to give this to some of my mythic heroes like Air and Ashura. I think they would have benefited a little bit from Surge Sparrow. But RIP that idea, I guess. Okay, so Close Reversal, again 300 SP, and this one is limited only to range type units, which makes sense because of course, melee units already counterattack from close distance. And it looks like you have to have close counter as a prerequisite skill for close reversal. So I guess that makes sense. It's literally just an upgrade to close counter. And finally, distant pressure, which is going to be locked to the close units. And range type units are not going to be able to get it. And I don't know what skill this is, but I'm going to assume that's distant counter up there. Just like with close counter and close reversal. So there we have it for the new skills. And the last thing that I wanted to cover is this. So these are the units that will appear from Gatekeeper's attack animation. And we actually have some pretty interesting units in here that I think deserve taking a look at. So, Alois, we have Cyril, we've got Hanneman, Manuela, we have Sylvain, regular Sylvain, not the actual Summer Sylvain. We have regular Rhea, and then we have this guy here. I forget this guy's name, but I believe he has something to do with Ashen Wolves. Forgive me because I haven't played Ashen Wolves, so I don't know his name, but there you have it. These are the new characters, or at least the new sprites that we have from Gatekeeper's attack. And it seems pretty likely that there could be another Three Houses banner featuring these units, because why would they go through the trouble of making all of these sprites and then not actually using them? And these three over here, they could have easily just made these three the only attacking sprites, because I believe these guys are the battalion units that show up to help you in Three Houses. So it would have made sense if they limited his attack animation to just these three. But they went the extra mile and threw in all these other units. So I do think it means something. I think we are going to see some of these sprites show up on a future banner. So that's going to wrap us up for the Datamine video. Let me know in the comments section down below what you guys think of all of this stuff. And let me know once again which of the Choose Your Legends 5 units is your favorite. I got to go with Gatekeeper for the artwork, and his B skill is really awesome. But I actually like them all. I think they're all pretty cool, and they all have pretty nice artwork. So that's going to wrap us up for the Datamine video tonight. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and this is your boy Tasho signing out. So take care, fellas, and I will catch y'all again on the flip side.